You knew this was coming, Pete. Trailer breakdown reaction here for Eternals and all that was unveiled. We're gonna watch the one from heavy spoilers today, especially because I wanted to plug that this week, John and I were gonna be doing an interview with Paul from Heavy Spoilers. Very excited to do it. Been coordinating with him. It'll be like afternoon his time because he's in the UK. It'll be 9 a.m. our time. So we'll be sprightly during it. Sprite! Eternals! Side note. Got an interview that I did solo with 3C Films coming out later this week, so keep a lookout for that. I'd say I'm most excited for Gemma Chan as Cersei and Brian Tyree Henry as Fastos. I hope they make him go so gay, just like the gayest he could be.
The most stereotypically flamboyant, offensive portrayal of an LGBT character coming to the MCU.
Marvel did not get this one right.
Oh, guys, read the room.
Welcome to the Heavy Spoilers Show. I'm your host Paul, and it feels like we've been waiting forever for a look at the Eternals. Not my best joke, yeah, I'll admit. But new rock stars and Screen Crush haven't uploaded their videos yet, so you're stuck with me for now. Now in this, we're going to be breaking down everything you need to know about the new Marvel movie, the trailer itself, and certain leaks about the film's story. Its director, Chloe Zhao, has just won the Oscar for Best Director, and it's clear that this movie is going to be something different. If you love the video 3000, then please click the thumbs up button, and don't forget to subscribe for breakdowns like this each and every day. With that out of the way, thank you for clicking this. Now let's get into our Eternals trailer breakdown.
Man, can you imagine how lucky Marvel must feel right now to have Chloe Zhao in their corner?
Yeah,
it wasn't like Chloe won, let's hire her. It's like, oh, she won. This just does better for us now.
We made a good choice. We paid attention to the buzz.
Okay, so this came attached to a video by Marvel that showed their past movies as well as what was coming down the line. Not only did it showcase some brand new and unseen footage from Black Widow, but it also contained several new scenes from Shang-Chi. This included him using a knife against Death Dealer in a moment that was very reminiscent of Bucky fighting against Captain America. They announced that Black Panther 2 will have the subtitle Wakanda Forever and be out on July 8th, 2022. There was also an announcement of The Marvels coming November 11th, 2022, which I'm guessing stars Captain Marvel and Ms. Marvel. Not 100% on that though, so if you know different, yeah, drop a comment below. Now before
that's confirmed.
And Monica Rambeau.
I feel like we need to talk about the characters in the film and who the Eternals themselves are. Up top, you should know that the Eternals are, well, eternal in their lifespan, and this film itself is set to take place both in present day and thousands of years before Tony Stark uttered the infamous words, "I am Iron Man." So expect to see a lot of prequel elements, as well as discussions of the Celestials who have been hinted at in films such as Guardians of the Galaxy. In the movie, we will apparently watch the origins of the Eternals and how they ended up on Earth, which is where they attempted to blend in with society. Now, according to leaks on the movie, we will open with a flashback to the past, in which we learn that the Celestials created the Deviants in order to hunt down predators who posed a threat to newly evolving life. However, the Deviants grew a bloodlust from doing this and ended up stamping out life before it could rise up. Thanos himself is actually a deviant, and this idea of genocide being laced throughout his ancestors' ideology does explain why he wanted to destroy all life in the universe instead of just doubling the resources.
I'm hearing too that there's rumors that you might see Thanos' brother maybe in the film during, or maybe a post-credit scene setting him up. I think a post-credit scene would be better. His brother Star Fox. He has another name, but I know Star Fox is one of them.
64. Do a barrel roll.
And I actually think the Skrulls are also a deviate from the Deviants.
Oh no, all the Deviants are coming out. Well, that would make sense too, because we got the Secret Invasion coming up. It'll all tie together.
Now, after realizing that they'd made a monster, the Celestials decided to counter this by creating the Eternals, who would defend against their destruction throughout the galaxy. Up top is the leader of the group, Icarus, played by Richard Madden. He's basically a Superman, and along with being bulletproof, he can fly, throw things really far because he's super strong, and he also has the ability to fire cosmic blasts from his eyes.
Hell yeah.
You also know that Gemma Chan is going to be playing a big part in the film too.
Protagonist, so says Feige.
Cersei, who has the ability to manipulate matter on a molecular level. Though Chan has already played Minerva and Captain Marvel, like Michelle Yeoh, she's getting another shot and will likely be sticking as this character going forward. And that's because Cersei is actually in love with the Black Knight, played by Kit Harington. If you know nothing Jon Snow about him, then he's basically your sword-wielding medieval knight-type character that will be using it to stab deviants instead of Dany.
Dane Whitman's his name, and I don't think he'll become Black Knight in this film. I don't think he will, especially because of what Kit Harington has talked about, with not being part of like the main cast. It'd be cool if like they set him up to become like you're just with Dane Whitman in the movie here, and then you go into like the next one where he's Black Knight.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Played by Martin Lawrence. It'll be great.
Or maybe Kit Harington just knows nothing and they've kept him in the dark.
Haha. And when it comes to Cersei, a lot of people said like, man, she probably could have taken out Thanos herself. She could have turned him into a potato if she wanted to, or an Elmo doll,
or a Furby, or a stapler.
Next up is Thena, played by Angelina Jolie. Born in Olympia during ancient Greece, Thena was picked by Zeus to be the representative of his daughter Athena. If you played any of the God of War games or are well versed in Greek mythology, then you may recognize her name, and it's now been confirmed that Russell Crowe is also playing the King of the Gods, so expect some more callbacks to these myths and legends. Thena has fought in several wars over the centuries and is able to form any weapon out of cosmic energy. We see her wielding one of these in the first look, which appears to be a sword glowing with the light. Next up is Kamal Nanjiani, who is playing Kingo. Whereas the rest of the group have kept a low profile over the years, Kingo has become a Bollywood star so that his other abilities get overlooked. In the trailer, we can see a man standing beside him with a camera and what looks to be a film set in the background. We get a lot of Johnny Cage vibes from this, and it appears that he's on location shooting things.
I hear that he actually does have like a Bollywood number. I think he was on a podcast where he talked about doing like a dance routine with like 50 professional dancers or something like that. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
We also have Salma Hayek as Ajak, who is the healer of the group, and she can basically channel cosmic energy in order to provide extra added life force to anyone she chooses to. Ajak can also telepathically communicate with the Celestials, and thus I think she will be used in some form to reach out to them in the movie. God damn, that picture, I swear I didn't pick that on purpose, that's from Google, that one. Now, we see her in the first shot of the trailer riding horseback,
like, wow.
And it's important to know that the Eternals actually split up during their time on Earth.
And Ajak was a guy in the comics.
Oh, that's good they updated that.
Yeah, she has a real John Rambo thing going on here.
That's good. Well, we needed that presence in this movie. We needed a tough, burly, also gorgeous presence.
What I believe the next shot of them on the beaches. They were unable to agree on a lot of things and ended up going their separate ways before coming together, which is likely the shot that follows on from that. You can catch Cersei at a similar location at one point, making me believe that she has come here to talk things out with Ajak. We also have Brian Tyree Henry as Fastos, who is the inventor of the Eternals. Marvel have said that he's going to be the first gay superhero in the MCU, and that he will be opening the door for more inclusive characters to come into the franchise.
Love the way that's... Come on in, gay people!
Guys!
Everyone from the LGBTQ
I've done it, I've pierced the veil, now everybody pile in.
Come on in.
We need one of everyone.
Hey, it's that Russo brother from Endgame. Hey, we got him all.
The first one in. We'll get some more gay characters, I promise.
didn't know you were gay.
I promise. Oh, maybe a trans character. Let's do it.
Disney is so progressive.
Over the millennia, he has worked in the shadows helping humanity to grow technologically, and he's got his fingers in more things than Tony Stark. Next up is Lauren Ridloff as Makari, who has superhuman speed and can be seen showing this off in the trailer. Makari is also deaf, so it's going to be interesting to see how they handle this in the movie.
I heard Makari is also going to be deaf and mute, which is an interesting take, because I don't think Makari in the comics is actually deaf. I think Makari is also a guy in the comics, but I don't think Makari is deaf or mute in the comics.
That'll be an interesting take.
But Makari's like the scout of the group.
Donnelly is playing Gilgamesh, who's a massive hulk of a man that can surround himself in an exoskeleton of cosmic energy, and there's also Leah McHugh as Sprite. Sprite seems like a young child on the surface, but she, like the rest of the group, is thousands of years old. She's trapped in this form, but wiser than she looks, and is capable of projecting lifelike illusions. Lastly, out of the main cast of characters is Druig, played by Barry Keoghan, whose name I always butcher, so apologies in advance. Now, he's a psychic that can manipulate the minds of others, and initially he starts off as one of the good guys that wants what's best for humanity. However, this leads to him controlling them and taking away their free will, which is sort of similar to what Scarlet Witch did in WandaVision.
But I imagine that Druig is going to start off like a little bit more with an obvious, sinister tone to the character.
It's going to be
right
the one
away.
who's poised to turn.
Because yeah, he mainly, I think like he can like heavily, strongly like prey on people's fears specifically. I don't know, he could be set up to be probably one of the villains of the movie too.
Doesn't sound like a villainous character to me.
Yeah, no,
I
man,
can't see it,
just
man.
look at his photo. He looks all
Especially
right.
that drawing. I mean, look at those eyes. It just looks so inviting and warm.
In the trailer, we catch a shot of the group at a village,
where is
and
this?
in the background you can see what looks to
They
be
just got done
people
singing
all
Aquaman.
standing in a row looking at the characters. According to the leaks, when the group go to reunite, they visit a village that he has taken over, and here they find that he's mind-controlling everyone in order to stop any potential conflict. I have my theories that he's going to end up being the big bad in the movie, but of course let me know if you disagree, as it could really go any way. Now as for the trailer itself, you know, it's very short and sweet, and I'm going to be honest and say that, out of everything on the Phase 4 slate, the Eternals are probably the people that I know least about. In general, when it comes to the cosmic side of Marvel, I just find the overpowered superheroes slightly uninteresting.
There's
And
a
in the case of
cameraman.
Captain Marvel, I just think almost
Wait,
too-
what? What'd you say?
In that shot of all the Eternal, I don't know if it's maybe like justified by Kumail Nanjiani's character, but over his shoulder you can see there's a guy with a camera.
I think Kingo was like doing like a documentary or something too.
Oh, okay, yeah. People on Twitter were going nuts, being like, "Can you see the cameraman?" But yeah, now knowing especially more about like seeing that other shot with the guy following him with the camcorder, like, yeah, maybe this is just he's got part of his crew on. Like, it seems like a weird thing to have happen, being that, you know,
Yeah,
all
it's
these
true. It
Eternals
would
are
be
united.
revealing.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
like,
know.
why would you bring your camera? But at the same time, you know.
I don't know. Actually, it'd be funny if it is a mistake. I don't know. I mean, it could be the same guy who we saw in the previous shot who was next to him before, you know? Mm-hmm. But that is a huge camera.
Yeah.
That's a good...
Well, maybe that camera is super powered and it can bulk up depending on the needs of the shot.
True.
And in the case of Captain Marvel, I just think they're almost too perfect to fully relate to. Marvel is great when it's doing grounded characters that have been blessed with incredible gifts, but at this point I also know that Kevin Feige here, we trust him, and I'm sure they can knock it out of the park with whatever they touch. Now though I've rattled off a lot of negatives there, I do think that they have the opportunity to really flesh out the history and lore of the MCU here, which I think will be fascinating. However, it also depends on how long they stay in the past, and I actually hope we properly explore it without it just being a prologue, so we can see things like the rise of Thanos. There's so little that we know about the history of the universe, and the Celestials are fascinating creatures that pretty much shape the galaxy to be the way that it is. So lots of things to explore, and I know I've criticised them for perhaps being too godly, but I do think Marvel will be able to give these characters something that people will find some common ground with. Cersei in the trailer says they're the ones who changed everything, and this is clearly hinted with sadness, so they can provide an interesting aspect and character study hopefully. I'm just a bit unfamiliar with the best stories by them yet, and because of this I'm unsure on how things will be handled and so on. I don't know how they're going to integrate into the universe, and excuse me, yeah, for making the worst breakdown ever. That being said though, the film does look interesting,
don't sell
and
yourself
it's not
short,
like we're
Paul.
not going to see it. The director is also, of course, coming off the back of an Oscar win, so you can bet there are a lot of eyes on this project. The cast is also incredible too, and arguably one of the best ensembles that Marvel have put together. So yeah, I am excited for it, yeah. Sorry for being a negative Nancy there. And it was a really great trailer.
Really
Obviously, I'd
honed
like
in
to
on this
hear your
negative
thoughts on it,
thought
so
process.
make sure you
Raised a
comment below.
concern, and now you're the
As a thank
negative
you for
guy
interacting
online.
with the video, you'll be entered
That's how it
into a
goes.
prize draw on the 30th of May, in which we're giving away 3 copies of the Godzilla
Ooh,
vs.
I
Kong
want that.
collection. All you have to do to be on the chance of winning is like the video, make sure you subscribe with notifications on, and drop a comment below with your thoughts on the first look. The winners of last month's competition are on screen right now, so if that's you, then message me on Twitter at Heavy Spoilers. If you want something else to watch, then make sure you check out our breakdown of Invincible Episode 8, which will be linked on screen right now. We went over the finale from top to bottom and talked about all the things you need to know, so it's definitely worth checking out if you have any questions. With that out of the way, thank you for sitting through the video. I've been Paul, I'll see you next time. Take care, peace.
I mean, you killed it on the Invincible breakdowns in terms of view count. I personally haven't seen any just because I like that I know nothing about Invincible, and I kind of want to just keep it that way moving forward with the rest of the seasons. But dude, no, I thought this was great, man.
Yeah, you did a nice
You're
job.
like weirdly apologetic in the end.
For feeling like you don't know a ton about the Eternals.
I think that's a fair point. So you get these like godlike characters, they live forever. They seem impossible to kill, you know, like they.
Yeah, so I'm like, what are the stakes
Yeah,
gonna be?
exactly. That is a concern too. what is the actual plot setup where the stakes can be felt. And so I feel like actually having Druig as your villain, making it a personal villain, would be the best bet to go about it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that way he can also manipulate their minds and stuff like that. So I feel there's a lot of interesting things you can explore. Yeah, I don't think you were out of line there.
Wow.
Anyway, guys, Eternals, are you guys excited for it? Leave your thoughts down below. Subscribe to Heavy Spoilers if you haven't done so already. I'll probably get that interview out next week. We haven't even filmed it yet. Subscribe to The Real Rejects. Click that notification bell. Hit that like button. And last but not least,
David Gandy, you are eternally in my heart. I just wanted to shout you out because I miss your face. I miss your kind presence, your warm, inviting eyes that don't mind control me in any nefarious ways other than to just think of you every single day and long for your presence once again. It's been so long since we went out and had a brunch or something like that, and you live even further away.
We did that all the time before.
Just that one couple of times we've had the one brunch, right?
Yes.
But David Gandy, come out and visit again. It's the world's opening back up. People are getting immunized. It's time for us to see you again and to give you a high five and to just reunite and feel the love, man, so that we can eternally be together. David, I hope you're doing well. I hope your recovery is continuing on a good path, and much love, man. Just wanted to send you some love.
Very well.
Thanks.